Rudy Giuliani joins us right now, a big backer of Donald Trump, and unlike a lot of people who are getting sort of weak-kneed with all the emergence of this video, 11 years old, the mayor stuck by, continues to stick by Donald Trump, and has had some choice comments for Republicans who are bolting. He was on virtually every single Sunday morning show, including all the cartoons, which was unusual. I didn't know they had a political bent. Good to see you, Mayor. Thank you for coming. First off, Donald Trump today on how he handled himself versus the last debate.
Oh, he won hands down tonight. When MSNBC says it was a draw, we won by a knockout.
Is that what they said? Oh, wow. All right. What do you think of what he just raised there on criminality there?
I believe that was the key moment in the debate for me, maybe because of my prosecutorial background. What he laid out was that she destroyed 33,000 emails after getting a federal subpoena. That is a federal crime. That's 33,000 federal crimes. She had no answer for it. If you listen to that answer, it was gobbledygook. That was it.
You've had very little sleep.
I've had a lot of sleep.
Okay.
And the reality is that...
But do you think he would really do that as president?
I don't know what he would do as president.
I mean, if you were his attorney general, would you want to prosecute that?
I think that everyone who violates the law should be handled the same way. And the Clintons have gotten away with, I'm not going to say murder, but they've gotten away with just about everything else. They've gotten away with rape, attacking rape victims, taking advantage of interns, lying under oath.
So he's not BSing there. If he became president, let's say you served in the administration, maybe attorney general, you would pursue that.
Well, the whole Clinton Foundation investigation hasn't even been done yet.
Right.
And let's take one little easy thing to understand. She said she didn't understand that the C on a sensitive government document meant confidential. Now, if she didn't understand that, and she's our Secretary of State, then she's either too stupid to be our Secretary of State or she's lying. Because I remember my briefing in 1981 when I was taught that a C meant confidential.
See, I always thought the C was just a grade.
Yeah, well,
apparently
not when you're dealing with top secret information.
All right, so you think she did better, or he did much better here, so the rubber match would be Vegas.
Yeah, I would say he dominated the debate and she was responding to him.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's at stake. There are all these reports that if people were offended by this videotape that came out on Donald Trump from 11 years ago, there will be others, and that might be the drama ahead of the next debate. If that is the case, and we don't know, Mayor, then how should he respond? What should he say?
Well, first of all, I don't know what's going to happen. There could also be pretty dramatic emails. I mean, that whole tape thing dwarfs something I think quite significant, which is the WikiLeaks emails, where that whole explanation with Abraham Lincoln, and I mean, that's a bunch of you-know-what.
Right.
I mean, I read those, I took the time to read the transcripts that...
Well, let's say a lot of people don't know what you're talking about. This is the Abraham Lincoln comment and Donald Trump's response to it, how Hillary justified a rather unusual. Let's just listen.
She got caught in a total lie. Her papers went out to all her friends at the banks, Goldman Sachs and everybody else, and she said things, WikiLeaks, that just came out, and she lied. Now she's blaming the lie on the late, great Abraham Lincoln. That's one that I haven't... Okay, Honest Abe. Honest Abe never lied. That's the good thing. That's the big difference between Abraham Lincoln and you. That's a big, big difference.
That was very funny, but what she was saying then and what she tried to say is that, like Abraham Lincoln, you say one thing in public, you say one thing to sort of win over congressmen to your point of view, but it was weak.
There's nothing in the WikiLeaks document suggesting any reference to Abraham Lincoln. What she is saying is, this is what I really believe, she says to Goldman Sachs for the $200,000 they're paying her. But I have to say different things in order to defeat Bernie Sanders. So I say different things in private than I say in public. Now, you know what you call that? Lying.
Really?
That's what lying is.
So when you hear that, and she tries to assure bankers when she meets with them that I'm not right.
You can keep your carried interest. Remember, she didn't really even answer that.
Right.
You can keep your carried interest. You only have to pay 15%.
By the way, did he adequately address the whole tax situation?
I believe he did.
So do we have it after this audit is done that he is really going to release his taxes?
Release his tax return when the audit is done. You go look at his financial disclosure form. I can glean more information from his financial disclosure form that when you then then you will be able to get out of his tax returns.
But this is the first time I've heard him say, at least in a public venue, that suspicions that he hadn't paid taxes at a large loss for maybe many years were accurate. Now, that's all perfectly legal if that's the case.
He said he took it. No, he didn't say he didn't pay taxes. He said he paid taxes, but hundreds of millions in taxes. But what he said was he took advantage of the loss.
Depreciation allowances and all that.
But he could have made that up in 1 year.
When he was